Hi everyone, I'm Luis from LuisReview.com. We're welcoming you to the new podcast episode. So this episode is a little bit I want to cover a few different things. So I'm gonna get right to it. Maybe I know that usually I try to bring some news that I've read that interests me and that I wanted to share. But for this episode. I'm just gonna focus on the three films that two films I'm reviewing, and on a series that ended. And I want to get into the Oscars. I'm doing this episode right after the Oscars have been finished, so I got everything fresh in my mind. I want to go to a few things. So I'm gonna go right to it. The first film that I want to review that is going to have a fuller review on my webpage. It's a film, it's not new by any means. It's called The Family Fangs, and it's a 2015 film. And directed by Jason Bateman. And it stars Nicole Kidman, Jason Bateman, Christopher Walken, and Catherine Hahn, of course. She's famous now for being Agatha on WandaVision. So I don't know. Maybe I was just looking for something to see, and I saw this one on Amazon Prime, and I just stumbled on it, and it had a good cast. I mean, Christopher Walken, Nicole Kidman. So I decided to see it. I don't remember any trailers for this film in 2015, so I'm gonna go to the story. The story is about two brothers. You have Anne and you got Baxter, of course. Anne is played by Nicole Kidman. Baxter is played by Jason Bateman. We begin the film with them. Well, they're just growing up now. They grew up with parents who like to perform these crazy art acts in the streets, and they call it art. For example, the film stars as Baxter is robbing in a bank. He's like performing like a robbery, but he's just asking for the whole box of candy that she has, and suddenly someone shoots at someone, and when it turns out they're the family who's just doing something to stir the people who have no idea what's going on. So they grew up with that. So uh, Baxter, then we see them growing up, and Baxter has an accident, and they're all brought back together after years of being apart. Of course, there are conflicts between the kids and the parents, and the parents disappear, and this makes them think: is this real? Is this an act? And brother and sister go on this journey to try to find out if in fact their parents were murdered, or is it just another scheme that they did. And I'm not gonna spoil the ending. If you're interested, you will have to see it. I love the story actually. I think I found myself really enjoying the film. I think there are a lot of films that cover families and the scars, but this one had a unique thing. It had, because of what the parents did or how crazy it all was. So based on that, I think it was really a very original story, in my opinion, and I think we as an audience kind of go through the emotions with the characters because we don't know whether they did get killed or whether this happened or whatever, or we don't know. So we're on the journey with them, and I think that made the film interesting to me. It's not funny, but it has its moments where you just have to laugh because of the craziness. So I found the film to be interesting and really watchable, I think. Of course, when you got Christopher Walken, great actor, this performance, I felt like it was a little bit unique from a lot of what I've seen recent from Walken, and of course Nicole Kidman, Jason Bateman. They're all great. I mean, when you look for performances, I think the film has good performance on it. So it's called The Family Fang. I kind of saw it on Amazon Prime. So if you have Prime and you're looking for a film to see, it's not a masterpiece. I'm not saying that, but it's enjoyable. It's not that long of a film, and I think I enjoyed it. I have to say I enjoyed it. And of course, this week we get the big premiere, and the big premiere, of course, is Mortal Kombat. Okay, so I'm gonna get into Mortal Kombat. I won't spoil anything. Of course, the film is directed by Simon McCoy. It stars Louis Tan, Jessica McNamee, Josh Lawson. Of course, it has a lot more of the cast. I have to be honest, I like Mortal Kombat the game, but I haven't played all the variations of it, so I'm not that big of a. I enjoy the classic Super Nintendo game and all that, but I don't remember or being that big on the whole Mortal Kombat, but I did want to see the film. So the film basically, the story is hard to describe because it's just what I could say maybe is that there's these two forces, the Earth and another domain, which I forgot what was called, Outworlds. And what the Outworlds want to prevent is that there's a prophecy that they will lose in the tournament, and they will lose forever the ability to take over Earth. So what they want to do is beat those champions before the tournament, so they win the tournament. So I think it takes the Terminator concept, but it multiplies it by a lot of fighters. So on that sense, that's basically what the film's about. We get to see each character fighting individually until they somehow get together and fight again. Something like that. That's mainly the story. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I didn't like the dialogue. I didn't like most of the characters in terms of the development of the. But these films, I don't know. We're not looking for an Oscar calibrated script. I know that, but at the same time, work a little hard maybe. But I will say this: the beginning sequence was awesome. All the fight sequence, I think they looked great. I think they were very, very loyal to the game. We saw Scorpion with Get Over Here thing, and Sub-Zero was a badass villain. So it had its good things. I think it's an entertaining film. Don't expect just like the '80s. Just look at it like a film with mindless action maybe. So like I said, if you get your mindset in that I just want to see the fights, I think you'll enjoy the film. But there were some moments when I just get on with it. And there were some characters that I didn't quite like the one who was supposed to be the big. I forgot his name, which is a character which I read was not part of the original game. So, what can I say? I was entertained. It had a lot of good moments, especially the fights. The fights were the best. It was really bloody, so I was loyal to the game in that regard. The acting, it's what can I say? Tolerable. I didn't quite like because I don't know. Sometimes I feel like games when they transfer into film, the actor just forces so much to be so alike the game that it just turns out bad as a bad performance. But I think for this film you cannot be focused on that. I wasn't focused on that, and I enjoyed it. Do I think it's a great film? No, but it's not as bad as it could have been. Let's just leave it at that. So that's Mortal Kombat. It's now available on HBO Max and on the movie theater. So if you want to check it out. Now, the series that I wanted to talk about quickly, of course, is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which ended. It ended with last Friday's release. So, I mean, my main thing with this show is that I think I had low expectations on it, and thankfully it surpassed them. I think it took a show that I thought was not going to be good, and I was surprised. I mean, the characters were developed. We got to know a little bit better Sam and Bucky because they've been part of the MCU films, but we don't get to know them as characters. They just appear and fight as Captain America sidekick. So it was good. It was good to see Bucky, especially Bucky, and how they expanded his story. Of course, you got Simo, which stole the show. So the show wasn't perfect. I did like the ending. Some people have said that they don't like the ending. I liked Falcon and his new suit. The last episode had a lot of action in it, so that was great for me. But at the same time, it kept going with having a good story. I think it's not. I like WandaVision more, but this one is not as a bad show. And of course, now we go into the next one, which is going to be Loki. I do have expectations for that one. So hopefully it continues to with the charm and the success that Marvel now has is used to. So did I like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier? Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I think there were some great episodes. There was maybe one who was, but of course I gotta mention Walker, who was supposed to be the new Captain America. I think his character was never made to be liked, but I really liked the way they handled that character and his future in the MCU, how they established it. So I think it was a good show. I really enjoyed the 6 episodes. Maybe they should have made it a bit longer, maybe just like Wanda, 8 episodes. But who knows why they did it this way. So it's a great show, and you can see all episodes now on Disney Plus. All right, so basically those were the reviews that I wanted to share this week. Those are the main things that I've seen this week. Of course, the only news I had was that I read that we're gonna get a new season of Cobra Kai still in 2021. So maybe towards the end of the year, we might get the new season, which is great. So let's get into the Oscars. And the Oscars just ended right now, and the show itself was nice. Of course, we couldn't get the same kind of show we would have gotten because of the pandemic. So it lacked the fun and the comedy that's a good host would bring. The host they used did a great job because they just introduced, they explained movies and kind of gave us a behind the scenes feel about the nominees when explaining when they started and all that. So the show itself was nice, but it did lack, of course. I'm not criticizing it. I understand it. I'm just saying it lacked it. But it was okay. It was in terms of the show and how it was arranged. I think it was good. But this has to be the year where I least agree with the winners, and I'm gonna go with it category by category. I'm not gonna cover all of them, of course, because there are a lot, but I'm going to cover a few. When it comes to original screenplay, I'm so glad that Emerald Fennell won for Promising Young Woman. I have to say that film, I think, is just a good film. It was, very well written and very well acted. So I agree with that one. Adapted screenplay. The winner was The Father. Now I like The Father, but I think in terms of the nominees, I think One Night in Miami. I enjoyed it more because the Father it was good. I'm not denying I did like it. It was a good film and worthy of this win. I'm just maybe saying which ones I prefer, but this is just an opinion. This is like sports. There's no right or wrong, and you can not agree with me. I completely understand that. So visual effects, sound. Um, Let me see. I wanted to get best picture. Okay, I'm gonna go with best picture. I'm kind of looking at their webpage. So best picture. I knew this was gonna happen. I just knew it from the moment I saw the film. I knew Nomadland would win. This is the kind of film the Academy loves to give awards to. I don't know why. Okay, I want to be clear. I'm not saying the movie was bad. I liked the movie. I liked Frances McDormand's performance. But the movie is not something that I would say is extraordinary. I mean, yes, it's moving. Yes, it shows um, this community, which of course is interesting. The land, the scenery. It's a beautiful film. I'm not denying that. But when I look at the other films, and I want to look at uh, the power in the film, the message. Okay, The Trial of the Chicago 7 is a far better film than Nomadland, in my opinion. Um, the Promising Young Woman, what a statement it makes. Another excellent film. Judas and the Black Messiah, powerful film. And a good film, It has a little bit of everything. It's interesting. It's kind of suspenseful. Of course, my pick was Promising Young Woman because of all the films. I think it was the one that most moved me. I'm not saying, you don't have to agree with me. But I just don't think that Nomadland was the best picture. That's just my opinion. And again, not that it's bad. I enjoyed the movie, but I think among the other films, I think there were other films that were better in terms of drama, in terms of the movie as a whole. But I knew this was gonna win. Music, original song also surprised me. I did not expect Fight for You to win. I haven't heard the song, so I'm not gonna critique it. All I'm saying is that my favorite song was EOS. It was Seen from the Life Ahead movie, which I think was totally ignored by the Academy. And that song is beautiful. And when you see the film, when the song plays in the moment in the film, it's just so moving, so perfect. But again, I did see Judas and the Black Messiah, but I don't remember paying that much attention to the song, so I'm not gonna critique it. Alright, so the other important category is the acting. I'm not gonna get into directing because I agree. In terms of directing, I don't mind Nomadland winning because I understand what the director was trying to do, and by doing it with real people surrounding Dormand, I in that regard, yes, I do think she should have won the best director because I can see what she did in terms of that movie, in terms of the direction of it. Whether or not I believe it's the best film or not, no. But I believe her work as the director, I think it was worthy of the win by all means. Okay, let's see. The animated feature film, the winner was Soul. It's a good film, but I preferred Onward. I loved the story and the adventure of the whole film a little bit more than Soul. Okay, actress in a supporting role. The winner was from Minari, which is Yu Jong Yoon. I'm sorry if I don't pronounce it well. So, I wanted Glenn Close to win, but I knew for a film like Hillbilly Elegy, it was gonna be hard. But I think she deserved the win on this one. But I have not seen Minari, and I'm not gonna make the mistake of saying she didn't deserve it because I haven't seen it. I want to see it. I mean, uh, uh, last year Parasite won big, and it was a good movie. I mean, and I don't know what Minari is about yet. I haven't seen that much of trailers, but I do want to see it. I'm just waiting for the rental cost to go a little bit down. But I did want Glenn Close to win. But I'm just saying this because I think she deserved it. But I haven't seen Minari, so I can't say that with such authority or whatever that she deserved to win and the other one not. Okay, so actress in a leading role. Again, I knew there were two possibilities, and that was Andrew Day and Frances McDormand. Now the Oscar went to Frances McDormand. Yes, she is a fantastic actress. But I think, I mean, I would have not mind if Viola Davis won because she was amazing in her performance in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Vanessa Kirby was amazing in Pieces of a Woman, and Carey Mulligan just was so good in Promising Young Woman. Any of those three, I would have been fine. As much as I love Frances McDormand, I think she has won too many Oscars. And this year, and I know Meryl Streep has a lot, Jack Nicholson has a lot. If you're good, you're good, and if you deserve it, you deserve it. But I just don't think her performance stood out like the other ones did. I mean, you look at Pieces of a Woman. Vanessa Kirby is so powerful. Carey Mulligan is so powerful. Viola Davis is amazing in it. And Frances McDormand is moving. But she just looks like she's just going through, I don't know. I can't explain it. It just didn't stood out for me. Just like the film. They were good. But not something that I can say that it stood out for me. And another disappointment. Best actor in a leading role. Not disappointment because, I mean, Anthony Hopkins in The Father, he was amazing in it. I mean, he was really, really good in it. There's no denying it. But my heart was set with Chadwick, and not because he died, because he was really amazing in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. He was an amazing performance, and I think he deserved the win, whether he was dead, whether he was alive or dead. Honestly, it has nothing to do with that. And I don't like the movie, honestly, but his performance, I mean, was so powerful. I mean, he was the only thing good. He and Viola, I think they were the only reasons to see that film, in my opinion. But Anthony Hopkins, he's a legend. I think this is his second or third Oscar. Well, surely his second because he won for Silence of the Lambs. And supporting role, I completely agree. Danny Kaluuya for Judas and the Black Messiah. Although I'm kind of confused because the two main actors that I feel are nominated in supporting roles. So who was the lead? Good question. So anyway, those are the main Oscar, the main categories that I wanted to go into a little bit about. Again, this is just my opinion. There are years where I just don't agree with most of the wins, and this one is kind of like a shock because I kind of did not agree with any of them. But I don't mind Anthony Hopkins, but I just think Chadwick should have won. But Anthony Hopkins was really good in it. Was really great in the film. So anyway, that's just my take on it. Thanks for listening. Remember, this is just my opinion. Don't kill me in the comments. It's just my thoughts on it. Obviously, if you love the winners, then that's great. That's great. Anyway, see you next time. Have a good day.